Hey there, YouTubers. All right, so I've got the Dell Inspiron 3670. Have put a PNY XLR8 GTX 1650 in it, and we have a i5 9400F, 16 gigs of RAM in it. And so what we're going to do in this video is see how much power it draws. I've got this device here from AimTom, this 540 watt hour model. And I believe it is actually good up to 540 watts. Not that we need it for this video, but power supply on this is 290 watts. I would expect, that this will pull a lot less than that. If we're in the range of 290, it's, would actually be a problem in my opinion. So what we're expecting is, nothing greater than 150. So let me go ahead and turn this on. And I want to, have this at an angle so we can all see it. All right, as you can see me hitting the power button, and I'm going to back up. I don't want to get too far back because you got to be able to see the wattage. And you see there's the Dell logo. We're at 45 watts, and as soon as it hits the login, yeah, I did change the RAM. All right. Okay, sorry about that. 41, 44, 45. So it'll probably hit 100 something when we get to the login screen. I will run a benchmark in, if it wasn't for I have to update Fortnite and it would take an eternity, I would show you that. 96 watts now. I gotta get a better angle here. Sorry, folks. So it's doing a little updating. I have not turned this computer on except for, well, yesterday for 6 months. So it is a little out of date, you could say. Everything wants to update. All right, so we're at the login screen. You saw 107 watts, and it's probably going to drop down a little. 120. So this is drawing a little bit more power than the GTX 750 at this point. I'm going to log in, and then we'll run the benchmark. All right, so we're logged in now. This is not the easiest thing to do. I wanted to show you both, what's going on. I probably should have did separate cameras, but that's an afterthought. All right, user benchmark. So sometimes other computers, let me just say why I'm using this. When you run a benchmark or, you're playing a game and it's peak performance, whatever, there is the opportunity for the computer to reboot if it's drawing more power than what you have for a power supply, right? So hence, that has happened to me on some builds where I've had a really good graphics card and, for whatever reason, tried a 500 watt power supply and didn't go so good. So hence, that's why we're using this to see what it'll shoot up to. So this will hit probably, I would imagine 100% utilization on the CPU and then 100% utilization on the graphics card itself. And we'll get a good idea of how much power it's drawing. I'll probably run the Intel XTU benchmark as well. All right, so let me sit down and see if I can do this from this angle. So we're gonna hit yes, and the benchmark has started. So it's at 54 watts, 60, and it's going to start cranking on the CPU here. 78 watts, 97, 92, 116, 70 watts. So now it's doing memory, so the power usage drops off a bit. Now it's doing some drive stuff. And this has solid state in it, so it doesn't have a mechanical hard drive. I believe it only has one solid state drive in it, NVMe. So not pulling a lot of power. We just hit 145, 160. Now we're doing graphics, okay? So huge difference between this one and the GTX 750. And I believe I actually got that on the camera. So 160 watts is what it peaked out at. Not sure if it's going to get back up there again, but so even if you factor in efficiencies and all that other crap, we were well under 290 watts. And now the one thing, you know, with that 160, if you were to max out the CPU, which I'm not sure what wattage it was running at while the graphics, you know, potentially that 160 might go up a little bit, but I don't believe it would go up much more. So that said, the amount of power drawn by this computer is much less than what the PSU is rated at. And personally, I would say this is, you know, satisfactory test. So we'll do Intel's XTU, which is another program that will tax the computer. And I don't have it downloaded, so I got to download it real quick and we'll be back. All right, folks, so we have Intel's Extreme Tuning Utility up, and I use this a lot for overclocking of other CPUs, but not something you can do with this setup. But it does give you some useful information about your computer, and it has a benchmarking tool. So we're going to run the benchmark. Hopefully it'll work in here. And you can see what the wattage goes up to: 129, 137. This is really usually taxes the CPU more than anything. So at the end of this, we'll see what our max processor frequency is, what the highest CPU temperature is. And some other key stats. We'll tell you if you're power limit throttling, which we did. And it would also tell you if you thermal throttled, which we did not. So we have a score there, which is, you know, actually pretty terrible compared to some of the computers I have. But yeah, so that gave you that information. I totally did not pay attention to the wattage, so hopefully you guys caught what the high was. Now I'm going to actually put a game on and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we've loaded up Doom Eternal. Over here you can see our GTX 1650, and it does not, yeah, it does tell you it's an i5-9400F. And that previous screen hopefully showed you this was the Dell computer, but regardless, we're in here now. This is going to be almost impossible for me to play and do at the same time, but you know, you get an idea of what the wattage is at the moment. Settings wise, let's see what our settings are. I would expect this is not gonna, you know, give me the best graphics that some of my other stuff can do. I'm not even sure why this resolution set to what it is. There we go. Insufficient VRAM. So we can't run this regardless at these settings. I drop it down to high, see if it can handle that. Nope. Can't handle that either. We'll go low. All right, so Now, like I said, kind of hard for me to play this with one hand. But there's an idea of the wattage. Did get up to 157. Let me see if I can find a way to do this so you can see what's going on. All right, folks, so I grabbed a camera mount, and not the best camera mount in the world, but you can see partial screen and you can see the wattage. So let me go ahead and try and play this game. I'm not the best in the world, and I haven't played this in 6 months probably. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna die. And I think I'm gonna keep dying. Well, we're gonna make it eventually. There we go. Oh, geez. I almost made it. Dang, he's just not getting through the door. Okay, finally. So wattage wise, I've seen 150. Not this freaking thing again. I gotta get out of here. I haven't played this in so long, I can't remember how to kill these guys with. Alright. That thing's tough. There you go. Where'd he go? Oh yeah, we need all those. So it looks like it's drawn, consistently around 150. At least for this game, which is definitely a graphics intensive game. And that's going to do it, folks. I think hopefully we've proven our point. 162 I saw. I'll try and play back and put a note down below what the highest value I saw was.